there. So it's like all the Westbank. So they just try to scoop us in, you know, oh, y'all cross the river, you know, but I don't really, you know, care too much, you know, but it's like, that's where I'm from. All right, well, you know, I grew up in Algiers. I lived in Orleans Street first, then we moved around the corner, but most of my coming up, or what I can remember, was in Algiers, you know, with my parents. Like I said, my dad always was into music and stuff, so that's probably, you know, where I picked it up from, listening to music. And, you know, by the time I was like 7 or 8 years old, I was writing songs already.
Dang.
Yeah, it's just like writing, you know.
You remember the first song you wrote?
I do. I was in the first grade, and the teacher, I had got a question. You know how the teacher tell you, everybody raise their hand if you think you got the answer right. Yeah. And I raised my hand, and she picked on me, and I said my answer, and then she said it was wrong, right? And but my answer was really right though.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, she told me, and she came, you know, apologized to me, but she didn't tell the whole class. Like, everybody already laughed. You know, I didn't really get the, you know, I didn't get no get back from it. So I wrote a song called "My Answer Is Right." You know, so that was like me getting my little feelings out. I didn't know, you know, exactly the, you know, structure of writing a song, but I knew I had to get it out. Like, I was drove, and this is what I feel like I'm gonna do, you know?
That's real. And people don't really acknowledge how music can really be therapy for the people that's doing it. A lot of people just think that people create music so much so for other people's enjoyment, but a lot of that should be...
Right, just for me to get it out, like, you know? And that's what I realized at a very young age, you know, that I could escape or, like, get a lot of, you know, good feelings, bad feelings, like whatever. It's like endless, you know.
Yeah, way to express yourself.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so you wrote the song, so growing up a little bit in New Orleans. Tell me about Algiers. A lot of people are not familiar with the Westbank.
Yeah.
You know, it's people seem like it's kind of removed from New Orleans when the actuality is really not.
Right.
You feel me? There's a lot of like...
You get a whole lot of that. It's the only one on the Westbank that's Orleans Parish still though. So like, and every time I went to school, all the school buses is Orleans Parish. But after you leave out of there and you go to like Gretna or Westwego, it's really like no separation. So it's not like a bridge that you cross into that you go to Westwego. It's like, oh, Gretna is just right there. So it's like all the Westbank. So they just try to scoop us in, you know, oh, y'all cross the river, you know. But I don't really, you know, care too much, you know. But it's like, that's where I'm from, you know, and people, you know, love and represent where they grew up from, and, you know, the camaraderie with their friends and all the stuff that we did, fights and basketball, like, you know. So it's like, you know, that's just something I try to keep with me and represent, you know, and knowing that, you know, a lot of my early endeavors, like in music, like came from that, you know. So I just get a lot of inspiration, like, you know, looking back into my childhood, elementary school, like all type of stuff. Like, and, you know, because it was just fun. Like, it was just fun. It was like an excellent time. So, you know, hopefully I could, you know, help some people, you know, relive that, or like have them think about a time that, you know, oh, damn, I remember that we did this, like that shit funny, you know?
Right, that's real. Right. That's real, dog. It's good when you like you said, you put it basically essentially on your back, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the East, so I remember the time when people used to rip you from being from the East. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? When you used to be like the bougie rich, like, we was very rich, like, you know what I'm saying? We just made it to like, you know what I'm saying? But basically, after things kind of after the projects had closed down and everybody moved to the Westbank and to the East, that's when we started getting those more violent reputations or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? But people fail to realize that the Westbank and the East used to be basically, you made it out type stuff. You feel me? You made it away from the violence. You feel me? You could actually get a front lawn in the backyard, you feel what I'm saying, and chill, you feel me? But yeah, dog, so tell me a little bit how you got into music though. You say your dad was doing that. Did he play music?
Yeah, he played the saxophone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played the saxophone. He was in a band, you know.
Did you play an instrument?
I played the drums. I was in the band young, you know. I played the drums, the snare drum. Yeah. And, you know how to read music. You know, he read music. He taught me how to read music. But I never really, you know, wanted to play the saxophone, but he always had like, you know, old music, you know, new music, like blues, jazz, you know, rap, Warren G, Snoop, like introduced me into, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just gained a liking to it on my own, and from what I could do at that time, because we didn't really have no, you know, like internet or like stuff, I just searched and went to the stores and got a cassette tape or like whatever and just played it on my boombox. And
Facts.
you know, I remember listening to the Hot 888. That was like the songs, like you didn't really get no on Q93. You didn't really get no like play, like it's the original playlist of what's new or what's hot. You know, waiting around to hear music.